Hello, welcome to the Kristen Willow Show. I'm your host, Kristen Willisnovich, recording live here at Gateway Hotel and Convention Center. Here with one of my favorites. And I know people think I say that a lot, and maybe I do.
You do probably say it every episode, but this time you mean it.
Well, the last two I meant it too. You should see who was on. With no exception, I feel exactly the same admiration. My dear friend for several years, John Wentworth. Wait, ready?
Oh, there we go. That's good. I like that. That's some technical shit
It's
right
called
there.
Moving on up. Hello, Mr. Wentworth.
Good morning. Thank you. How's everything?
You know, I can't complain. I got the dream team. I got the A team right here, and we're doing some really big things. So I'm really proud of what we're doing. So thank you.
You're always striving to do big things, and honestly, like I mean this, like your focus is always too about serving others.
Mm-hmm,
right?
always,
which is super cool.
Well, it is. It's my mission and purpose. But 2024 I was going to be my own charity. No, took in a homeless woman the first 6 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
that turned out really well. Actually, she's became a close friend. She's not homeless in the sense of
I
homelessness.
understand.
But it worked out, but it's the same as you. I mean, we can't stop. It's just who we are. It's our.
Everybody always asks
intention.
me when's enough, and I'm like never.
Never.
As long as I can keep having a positive impact on people and changing their lives, I'm never stopping.
Well, that's what I think the key to your success is, because your team is always growing exponentially, and then it's like you're getting them up early. It's always positive affirmations. You've got them in the gym. You've got them working out. You've got them sober. I mean,
well, I don't know about we're on a journey. Let's put it that way.
Well, you continue to lift and leverage always in some platform, some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, I just always have to recognize it's no different than parenting, right? Like, I'm not perfect. I think parenting is one of the things that is most difficult for me because I didn't have the greatest of role model,
right.
I guess you would say. But, you know, when I mess up, man, I try to own it and I try to improve. And sometimes I got to do things people don't like.
Yeah.
And that's with my children. That's with a lot of the people at my office. But
right.
I know where I'm trying to go and where I'm trying to lead people. And some people will jump on the ship and some people won't.
Well, and I think that's why sometimes, we've had these conversations, and I had it with the last two guests, is like, because they're very big deals. You're either glorified or you're vilified, and there's no in between. And I think you get that a lot. I get that. But I think people they have such a misperception of you because in knowing you for so many years and being friends with you, you're so down to earth. Like, they don't expect what they get with you.
Yeah, I mean, people that don't know me see me on a billboard, and that's the only image they have of me.
Sure.
But the truth is, I don't really care. I mean,
You've never cared.
When you talk about being vilified or glorified, I don't even care about either one of those things. I think if you're going to do anything great in life, you're probably going to be vilified, especially by those that don't know you. I don't give a shit. I know my mission. It's very simple. It's develop people and change lives. And if everything that I choose to do aligns with that, then I'm not interested in other people's opinions.
I know. And that's what I've always adored and admired about you, and we've stayed friends for several years because you're just the real deal. It's who you are. You're not affected by noise or the sheep or the people or gossip. You are a leader, truly in the sense of leadership.
Well, I appreciate that. And,
yeah.
Noise is, I think too often people are worried about the opinions of others. And if you live
They're
life...
so worried about everybody else.
If you live life trying to appease everybody, if you live life trying to be everything to everybody, you end up nobody to anyone.
100.
So it just is what it is. And some people don't like that, and that's okay.
It is what it is. So let's talk a little bit about some of your personal, passionate causes that you are partnering with. I know our good friends at Whaley's, we've always loved Whaley's. Shout out to Mindy Williams, shout out to Jen Kester, shout out to Misty Taylor, shout out to my girl Olivia. That's my girl.
They're doing amazing stuff.
Aren't they incredible? Yeah. I mean, that just, for those of you who are familiar with Whaley's, they are a children's home, and by the time these children reach Whaley's home, they've been in roughly 6 to 10 foster care homes. So they're pretty traumatized, and these ladies, they make magic.
Yeah, it's truly awesome. It's Whaley's is near and dear to my heart because I came from a very broken home and abuse and just whatever, without going into super deep detail. Not that I'm not willing to share, but
sure.
At the same time, it's like, I just I received that Child Advocate Award this year, which was, I've accomplished a lot in my business career. I've won many awards.
Yes.
And it is what it is. I don't hang my hat on any of them because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you still got to go home to that wife who rules the roost and the kids, right? That's just a moment in time. Now I'm after the next thing. But to receive that award, that truly is the greatest honor I've ever had. It's one of those things I didn't even know the word existed. Sure.
And to be able to receive that call and know that,
unexpectedly.
Yeah, had no clue.
I know you cried like a little girl. Just kidding.
Yeah, well, that's because I went Facebook Live and shared it with everybody. But that's what I do because I want everybody to understand the importance of these things, and receiving that award was great. And to be able to and it wasn't just a me award, it's our team. Ever since we kind of started getting behind Whaley, we've done many, many projects for them, raising money for them. Every year at our awards gala, we do a silent auction to raise money for them. We're just doing things throughout the year to support Whaley's because it's near and dear to my heart because I lived it. And because it's near and dear to my heart.
And you know how it's changing our future.
100%. And it's the same old adage, if you can change the life of one person.
That's it.
And
we say that all the time, don't we?
And they're doing that beyond one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome.
Congratulations.
And anybody listening, like Whaley and here's the other cool thing. Like I remember my grandmother taking me to the Whaley house when I was probably Rocco's age, and this was like when it was just a home in downtown Flint. It was almost like a museum is what it felt like to me.
It was cool.
But
I think that was for Jen Kestro too, because her mom had worked at Whaley, so she grew up, Oakland from. What was Oakland's brand? It was Good Boys. Gosh, I know that by heart. God rest his soul. Oakland has since passed, but Oakland was one of a child that she grew up with and mentored.
Yeah.
And he just blew up with Good Boy. It's still such a big brand here in Flint.
Well, she's awesome.
She's incredible.
They're all awesome.
They are unbelievable. Yeah. Olivia messaged me a couple weeks ago. Do you know how happy she's just like, Kristen, hello. I miss you. And I'm like, girl, keep changing the world.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I just adore those. So really proud of you. What a great organization to back up and how fulfilling, and you having the position and the influence. I'm just being real. And the money. I'll be real. But being in a great position yourself to support them, and having testimony in
and I think
conjunction.
That's the main thing, right? If I just went into my team and I said, hey, we're going to get behind Whaley. Yeah. And that's the other piece, the money piece of it is it needs to come from everyone.
Right.
Because that's when it's more important to everyone.
Right.
If I just go do it all, it needs to come. And that's what I was kind of getting into. This has been a team effort. So I received the award, sure, but it's been a team effort. And it's because everybody has gotten behind this thing. And when we do it, they're really focused on it. Last year at our awards gala, at the end of the night, I'm like, okay, we have 12,000. We need more. We didn't have a goal we were going after, and
you just
literally, so then now people are like, Eric Stack, here's $1,000. Danny O'Brien, here's 200. He literally threw the 200 on the stage, just rallying behind it. It didn't hurt that it was 10:30, and they probably had
in the morning or
at night,
night.
And they probably had a couple drinks.
That's when you got to get them.
Danny probably woke up like, damn, where'd my $2 go?
He woke up. Did I tip 200 last night? You sure did.
But that's what it's all about. That's what the platform that God's given me, is all about, is giving back.
In conjunction to Whaley's, you have other, passion projects such as the Winter Circle. Yeah. Briefly tell us a little bit about the Winter Circle.
Yeah, so the Winter Circle, it's actually the T-shirt that I'm wearing today, repping it. But
see, I thought that was Whaley's, but...
Oh, you thought it was Whaley or Wentworth?
oh my gosh. Then you brought in, real quickly, because this is how far we go back with Wentworth is the Cumulus Days. And then he had Christian, who's identical to Rocco, so it's Christian 2.0, getting the Kristen show in and his, the media. The
first time I did the podcast with you, Christian was with me, And
now he's getting married. How old is he now?
He's 24. He gets married next year.
Oh my goodness.
And, he was in the gym with us this morning. What a blessing to be able to, Christian and his mother and I were separated, right? Never married, but separated. So I didn't have Christian all the time.
Right.
And, so what a blessing to be able to work with him every single day. Not just work with him, work out with him, and go on this journey of his life.
I get that, having 2 adult children. Though Mila, I hope you're not going to listen to this, is getting married. So she's a little bridezilla-y. Or maybe I am.
I'm pretty sure you are.
Oh, guess what? my mother flew into town, and to be honest, she's worse than all. We learned it by watching her. Remember that cigarette commercial? Are you smoking? Yes, I learned it by watching you. That woman is Nana 1.0, and I'm Nana 2.0, and she's 3.0, and Meg is 4.0. We are a force. Mila's a normal one. She's like Marilyn Munster of the Munsters, but to have adult kids is so fun.
Yeah.
They're fun, and they're funny girls. They're both like me, so there's 3 of us.
I'm
sorry,
that's scary. So the winner's circle is.
Yeah, sorry. Get back to.
Yeah,
sorry.
I mean, it's like everybody has always said to me, you should get into coaching. You should get into coaching, and I won't do anything I'm not passionate about.
Coaching what? Life coaching,
I think people thought that I should get into real estate coaching, which never really turned me on.
But that's what you are, though, don't you think?
No,
in essence.
No.
Okay.
And I think, can I coach real estate? Yeah, but I'd rather like. There's this dynamic, and I just know this personally, right? And I believe it with everybody. There's personal growth, there's professional growth. And if you're not congruently tying those two things together, like whatever's going on in your personal life is going to show up in your professional life, one way or another.
Oh, it's going to
coming
surface.
out.
Yeah.
It's surfacing. And so, I'm just on this constant journey of trying to figure that side out because honestly, business easy. Mm-hmm. Selling real estate, easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just about work ethic. And if you don't have work ethic, then you're screwed anyway.
You're out the game.
Yeah. So as you grow and as you grow a business, and now, I don't sell, I operate the business.
100%.
But the mastermind was a way for me to give back. And I mean, I charge very little for it. It's $100 a month. So it's a freaking no-brainer. People spend money on dumb shit way beyond $100 a month. And I teach a lesson every Monday night, right? And then we do a Q&A after. And the really
I want to go.
You want to go?
We're going to have it here. No, we will.
Well, it's on Zoom. I mean, I got people in Kentucky on the thing.
We'll Zoom from here, dude. I'm giving you a whole convention center. I'm giving you the Kristen Willow room. It holds 4. Just kidding. But we will do a big. But yeah, so it's every Monday. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's really about giving back. So a lot of mindset stuff because that's the other piece to this. Like if you don't have the mindset, you're not going far, right? You might go somewhere fast, but you're not going far.
Right.
So it's mindset, it's business, strategies, tactics, all of those things to help people grow their business, start a business, and really focus on that personal growth as well. So that's been awesome. But that has led to some business coaching, which I'm loving. And by the way, right now I don't even coach anyone in real estate.
Really?
All outside of real estate, because business is business at the end of the day.
Right.
And if you know how to operate a business and you know how to just all the different intricacies of the people, because really that's what it's all about is the people inside of the company. Business is business. And so
that is business is business. It's an equation. It's a structure. Once you live it, learn it, and get it, that's a no-brainer. It becomes a well-oiled machine. Because I've known you for so long, but that's what the misperception is of you. Like you say, the billboard, but like you will go on a walk. And I'm walking with you in the snow, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to you swear and your journeys and your trials and your tribulations. Well, I mean, I know I swear. Come on, let's talk about it. But honestly, like I'm next to you, right? Because that's so important for you. And I hear you, but you're so raw and honest and authentic. You're 8 months sober. Let's talk about, that kind of transitions into that, right? Like, you don't mince words about your sobriety and your struggle with it.
No, because you know how many people struggle with it?
Yeah, hi, I'm Kristen.
Fucking 90% of the country.
I'm not.
You sound like Marshall Mathers.
I'm court ordered to be here.
I just think that,
if you're not honest.
I'm an open book.
But people see through it. It doesn't even matter. You could come and go, I'm been sober.
Yeah, whatever.
People see through
the
bullshit.
There's enough phony out there.
Yeah. Do you want Jerry Springer version or the Disney version?
Well, hopefully I don't bring either one of those.
Well, it's the truth.
I'd rather bring Jerry.
For real, you do. I do. You do.
I don't know. I mean, my sobriety is it's something I've been working on for a long time. Mm-hmm. Coming from
years.
Well, yeah, I started drinking when I was freaking 12.
I was 14.
And so in and out of sobriety many times, and by the grace of God, and this is the thing that I really started to look at, and this is also what I think he's challenging me with right now, is that every time I've gotten sober in the past is when the greatest things in my life have happened.
Yeah.
Right? And now I'm not sober, I just don't drink anymore.
Sure.
It's a very big difference.
Wow, that is a big difference. That's pretty profound right now.
Yeah. And
that's
so
hitting me a little bit.
And so what Jesus is doing right now is now he's challenging me even more.
In what ways?
Every way. Business. My child. my relationship with my wife, like he's now saying, let's see how bad you want it.
Yeah.
And how bad you're willing to fight for it. Because the truth is, when things get tough is usually when people revert back.
100%. That's our safety net, right?
Yeah.
It's an escape. The social, we're social lights.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that's like, there is no revert back for me now. And that's that piece of, I'm not sober. I just don't drink anymore.
Right. You know what? And I dealt with that like during the divorce, and you guys were all with me during it. It was the most painful time of my life, and then the numbing, handling all the negative emotions, the girls being so angry with me all the time. And I'm basically sober too. I'm not completely sober. Like I'll have a drink once in a while here or there, but like one, possibly two. If that, I'll hold it more as, as a thing. And I feel quite the antithesis. I feel more laser focused, and I feel like I'm vibrating higher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, for sure, because you are. And I think when you're aware of something that you're like this, all of this stuff is a journey, right?
Yeah.
Getting sober is a journey. It took me a long time to finally actually, I just don't drink anymore.
But we were at risk of losing everyone and everything.
Well, there's certainly risk involved in that. And here's the thing, is like when you start to study it and understand it and you realize what it is, it's a depressant, it's an addictive depressant, and it's poison.
It's childhood trauma.
So it's like, okay, well, that's probably not very good for you, but still often, like you said, people run back to it.
Yeah.
And so I think you just have to have, here's what's interesting is so many people have come forward to me now that you would have no idea are struggling with alcohol.
Well, it's summertime, and you live on the lakes of Fenton. I mean, let's be real here.
We moved.
This is the season. Where'd you guys move to?
Silver Lake.
I know you did. I know you moved from Lake Fenton to Silver Lake. Don't think I don't know things. I'm in the know, unfortunately. I don't want to be, but I just am. But I know you moved to Silver Lake. But think about it. It's seasonal, and everybody is on these boats.
Well, listen.
We have the same circle of friends. They're all together on Silver Lake.
At the end of the day, you can find any reason for any excuse you want. So I don't let that be an excuse either. I just don't drink anymore.
I would struggle being on the lake with that in front of me. I would. I'm not going to lie. No,
a lot of people do.
I commend you.
That's why they revert back to it.
I'm commending you.
But for me, it's just another piece, and like I've got these young children, right? And
you have a lot of work still.
Yeah, and they know the personal work that I'm doing, and they're going to be faced with personal work that they've got to do. And so I want to lead that example. I'm not perfect in it, but I'm going to show up every day.
Yay!
And I'm going to do my, I'm going to continue to get better and to improve. And
100.
And then I'm going to nail it. And now I've nailed that. And so now it's the next thing.
Okay, right. Check the box. Like for me, what I'm really proud of is when I had Milo, I was 25, and I didn't drink for my kids' lives. Like I drank like at Christmas or like a holiday, maybe 4 times a year. And when I started drinking again was during the divorce and the separation. Yeah. And it was a tough road. And now I've come out of it. Took a while. Yeah. I've come out of it the other side. So when I talk to the girls, I'm very assertive now, before I try to hide it. But I come from drinkers. I'm Irish Catholic. Irishmen, all Flint City Police, Flint Fire. I grew up in the Knights of Columbus off Garland. Come on now, right? Yep. And, it's in my family. It's inbred in me. And then it's been a challenge. So I'm very defensive with my kids. Like, I don't drink anymore. And they're like, well, Mom, we know you don't. You don't have to tell us that every time you talk to us. I mean, it's obvious you don't. But there's still some damage that I have a lot of damage repair to do. Yeah. I have a lot of it.
And I think that's, that's kind of the, that piece that is in front of me right now is that damage control, know? And that's, I think, one of the things that the only way I can fix it is to own it.
Right. I love you because you own it, the awareness, and the awareness you bring to the critical mass.
Well, listen, our society is based on alcohol. It's really, when you step outside of it and watch, it's really fucked up.
Well, the THC too being legal. I mean, substances everywhere.
I almost said, what is that? But now when you said legal, now I get it.
Medical marijuana.
Yeah, luckily I never messed with that shit.
Me either. It never did anything for me. Thank you.
But so, Jesus. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's
well, good for you, John.
And again, here's the effect of that, right? John Siegel, who's been on our team just a short time, he's 100 and what did he say today, Rocco? 120 days sober, right? He's down almost 40 pounds. His life has changed. And so that's the leadership component of it. Like, I can't expect people to do things that I'm not willing to do. And
look at Rocco. God, I just
I know.
looked at him and
I know.
you're so your brother, but your brother, you're cooler. Just kidding. I love Christian. Gosh, I adore all of your kids.
He's way more like me. Christian's more like his mom.
Oh, God. Rocco's like, no, I'm not. But I will tell you, it is not easy being John Wentworth's son. I'm sorry, it's not.
I'm sure.
Or daughter. It's not easy being my child either. Trust me.
I'm sure of that. And, it's, this is the thing. Is like everybody's always watching everything we do.
100. It's weird to me sometimes.
And here's something really interesting is I went out I looked at a horse farm the other day because I'm looking for a horse farm.
Because you're getting me and the A-team a horse?
And so I go out there, and Rocco didn't want to go, but I took Dahlia and then Christian and Christian's fiance. We went and looked at this farm. When we got there, there was another realtor showing, and it was somebody that I knew, Pat Stars.
Love Pat Stars.
Yes.
Shout out to the Stars family. Love them.
Yeah. So
Pat
has never drank a drop of alcohol in his life or done a drug.
Okay.
He's 74 years old. Now, when you see him, he looks like he's 55.
Right.
Well, there's probably why.
Yeah.
But also he's a farmer and they live forever anyway.
They do.
But I called Pat on the way home and I said to Pat, I said, hey, because everyone's asking, like, how old is he? And I said, I don't know. I think he's like 70, 75. They're like, no way. I said, yeah. So I called him.
He looks amazing.
And I said, how old are you? He said, 74. And I said, wow. And everyone's like, oh. And I said, and what have you never done? And I haven't talked to this guy in freaking a year, right? He goes, I've never had a drop of alcohol and I've never done a drug.
Never.
And he said, what's sad is most kids today won't have the confidence to do that because all they think about is what they have to do to impress their friends.
Or like the mental health epidemic, like these kids up and coming,
the mental health, like that's all created by their home.
Yeah.
It is.
And
here's the thing, kids are resilient. Obviously I am, right? It's abuse.
You've been through
all
it.
the shit that I am not going to list.
Right.
Kids are resilient to that stuff.
Yeah, they are.
They're not resilient to what society pushes on them and how they are allowed to live every day on video games all fucking day, nonstop on social media.
Babies.
It's killing these kids. That's why they're depressed. That's why there's this mental health.
I agree. They're not mobile. They're not blood flowing. They're not getting fresh air. The other thing too, though, I will say to you, you're resilient. We've all had trauma. Everyone has, but it'll surface and manifest in some
100%.
way. Once you hit adulthood, it'll be inflammation. It'll be disease. It'll be cellular, change in cellular levels and deep cellular levels at the healing.
Well, and that's kind of what I was going to get to when you started on that. Like, the mind is so very powerful. Right?
We think they're separate. They're not.
They're not. The mind dictates everything. And so that's stress. I don't believe in stress. I don't experience stress. So you can get, right? She's like, how? Because I don't believe in it.
No, we have panic attacks.
It's a word. It's a word. And here's what people run around their house go, I'm so stressed out. Well, do you want your child to feel that way? Because that's what you're transferring. It doesn't exist for me because I don't give it power.
But that's why I have so much issue with the girls. They have issues with me, which is weird. I'm perfect.
But this is where I'm just saying, like, the mind is very, very, very powerful, and to your point of healing as well. Like, I don't get sick. Very, very, very seldom. Why? Because I just don't believe that I ever will. I plan to live till I'm 113. I'll probably live.
Rocco, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no
that,
shit,
kiddo.
right? He's in trouble. I'll probably live longer than that. Barring a catastrophe, obviously. But these are the things that I believe in because I believe them. I don't experience them.
Right. I'm the same way.
The mind is very powerful.
I don't think like that either. Though, unless you get smoke inhalation, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that's a catastrophe.
But it reminded me I'm human. I needed that reminder, that
Amen.
wake-up call.
Sometimes we need that too, right?
Oh, amen to that. So, John, real quickly, too, because you've got this other passion project of yours. You're a very busy man, and it is called Sick Ministry, SIC.
So this is not my project. This is a young man named Mikkel Spencer.
Okay, Mikkel Spencer.
He is a professional boxer.
Oh.
His older brother is Joey Spencer. Mm-hmm. So I initially knew Joey. We were one of the first sponsors of Joey's. And I sponsored him when they reached out because when I sold their parents' home, I walked into that home and I called my wife from that home. And by the way, they weren't there. They had already moved out of state. And I went in that home and I was just like, I was very taken back. And I called my wife. I'm like, and it's emotional. Like, it gives me goosebumps now. I called her and I'm like, I'm in this home and I've never felt the presence of the Holy Spirit like I have right now.
Holy guacamole.
And I don't even know these people.
You're giving us the Holy Spirit right now.
So when they reached out, I sold their home, blah, 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 but they reached out to sponsor, and of course I did. And so I became close with Joey. I didn't know Mikkel well. He's very young. He's 20 right now. So,
and he's a fighter as well.
Correct. But he stepped away from fighting to pursue this ministry. And so it's Soldiers in Christ. And, he came to me, and again, I didn't know him well at the time. And he came to me and he said, Dana, we're doing this. I'm looking for a place. He thought I was going to help him find a place. I said, just use our building. So he started out with that, just using our building, and then I've been helping him along the way, right? And so that's a project that I've just gotten behind because it's a youth ministry, and 15 to 25 I think is the age range, and I see what they're doing, and it's very impactful, and it's an environment where kids can go and just be themselves without thinking they got to be cool, without thinking they got to drink alcohol, without thinking they got to go be a freaking dodo bird to impress people.
Right.
When you can surrender yourself in a very safe and vulnerable environment, man, that's empowering.
And how cool for Mikkel at 20 to have you as a mentor. Swear
yeah, he's got it made. But here's the truth.
No, I mean, honestly, I'm being serious.
100%. But I'm learning from him too.
Yeah. These kids, up and coming kids, have got conversation with them. I'm not kidding you. Like, as much as we think, these Gen Zs or these millennials, mostly Gen Zs. And what is Rocco's Gen?
I don't know. Here's another thing. Like the Gen thing, I don't know any of.
You're an Xer. You're a Gen X.
I don't even pay any attention to it because.
But if you listen to our kids, they are so smart. But we have to take the time to literally listen actively.
The other thing too is like with Mikkel being 20, a lot of my research, he's researching me for things in business. I'm researching things for him and kids, right? So that I can somehow try to figure out how to relate to my children better.
Speak the language of the natives, the kids.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I'm hip like the kids. I know I am.
There's a fine line between being a friend of your child and being a parent.
Oh, I'm no friends of those girls. Those girls drive me nuts. I'm their parent through and through. But they parent me too, so it's
So Sick Ministries is not my project, but Mikkel, and listen, if you have
how can we find Sick Ministries?
In Instagram, everything, Instagram, Facebook, in either one of those. Mikkel made a really beautiful post today. I almost said a pretty post.
Oh.
He made a beautiful post today because now it looks like he's scheduling his next fight, and so now this will be the first time where he was a boxer, then he was leading ministry, and now he's going to probably be tying the two of those things together. And I think it's going to be really powerful.
Yeah,
it's going to be really powerful.
What a combination! Because you don't a lot of time you see very charismatic fighters, and you see him talk the talk, and you see him talk a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be an interesting component in how he handles the weigh-ins and all of that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And all the things that he's dealing with right now, and inside of the ministry, and thus carrying over to his personal life, are the things that are growing moments for him to take forward. And so he's doing a great job. But he's 20, so he's got a lot to learn. And the I always say to him, I'm like, bro, just do this. It's like, well, what about, no, bro, just do this.
Don't question it.
So last week, here's a great example. He puts on this thing in Brighton, a worship night in Brighton at the amphitheater, and he wants me to speak. And I'm like,
we're going to have a worship night here for real.
I'm going to have a worship night on my way home, or worship day on my way home. He wants me to be the first speaker. And I go, no, you need to be the first speaker. I said, it's your gig, not mine.
100%.
He's like, well, you're going to go after the first song. And so after the first song, I just stood there and I said, I'm not going. So they played another song, and he looked at me. I go, I'm not going. So after the third or fourth song, I forget, he finally went up there. And he did such an incredible job, nobody else had to talk. I didn't talk. His brother didn't talk. So it's just those moments like...
That's a watershed
If he's
moment.
not going to listen, I'm just not going to... You know what I'm saying?
Look, F around and find out,
Exactly.
You're going to learn the hard way. Oh, John.
By the way, that's where my swear jar money goes. He hits me for $5 a swear word, $10 for an F word.
Dude, you're raking it. He's raking it in.
Oh, gosh.
He's going to be going on the stock market. He's going to be number one.
Check him out on Instagram or Facebook. It's SIC Ministries, stands for Soldiers in Christ.
Congratulations, Mikkel.
Yeah, he's doing good stuff.
Awesome. And check him out in the boxing ring, too. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Whaley's, you guys check out Whaley's.
Yep.
They have fundraisers all the time. They go to their website. You can donate.
We got to get on Sounds on Shiawassee.
Oh, so let's do it.
We've done this Fall Fit Fest for the last couple of years.
Okay.
And this is a great teaching moment for people, too, because I'm a big believer in, plant a seed, grow it. And I kind of got over, when we started this Fall Fit Fest the first year, I'm like, we're going to blow this fucking thing up. It's blah, 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 blah.
Did you?
No, we lost our ass. And I still donated 10 grand to the school.
I am so not surprised. What school was it? I know you did.
Well, so we did
High
Fenton
School.
because they allowed us to use their field, and obviously that's in our community.
I'm gonna call you out on that. Fenton
But we have
donation.
a weird community because inside of Fenton we have Lake Fenton, and Linden's basically part of Fenton.
Oh, sugar, I'm a OG 70s Fenton girl, so don't be talking to me about
there
no
you go.
Fenton.
So-
I'll school you about everything. But let's talk about Fenton High School. Let's go to a lower tax bracket, please, for our next donation.
Listen,
I'm just kidding. You get to do whatever
Yeah,
you
well,
want with your money.
that's you know.
Sorry, Principal Bacher.
You can't again back to what I said earlier. You can't be everything to everybody, right?
But you are, so you kind of are. You're a lot to a lot. You
Well,
really
that
are.
that could be, but we pick our places, and this is the thing. It's like we pick our places and we try to do it really well. You know.
And you and I partnered up. I can't thank you enough. Right after COVID.
Yeah, that was great. That was just
so
in my memories.
Fun. So what we did is we went to Flint School Districts, Fenton School District, and we fed the teachers.
Yeah, that was cool.
Because no one was, we were talking about the kids and COVID and the political battle and all that we were going through. And we're like, what about our teachers?
Yeah.
They are just struggling. And we fed them. We did that.
You did. That was you brought that forward. You made a phone call. I said yes, but that was your gig, and we just supported you.
I couldn't have done it without your team being there with me and helping me deliver the food. That was so cool.
No,
so
it was
anything
awesome.
you want, Sounds on Shiawassee, we will support.
Yeah, I mean, so Sounds on Shiawassee, it's July 27th. Before we were trying to tie together a fitness component in the morning, and it just became too much. What's that?
Sorry to interrupt, Gus Macker, just so you know. Is
Well,
7:27. You'll be at both.
Yeah, well, and that's why we've redirected this thing. We're pulling it back a little bit. We're just focusing on the concert at night. Before we had a VIP section, we had a this and a that. Now it's just $15. Anybody can come. We had quite a bit of people last year, but again, we still, and it's not about, I certainly have zero, any money we make is donated. When I say we lost our ass, I mean, we lost 50 grand and I donated 10, right? So, but now we've peeled that whole thing back, and it's about now, and by the way, for a business tip, we didn't lose money. It was an investment, right? That we made in learning what we needed to do better in the future. And that's what we're doing this year, is kind of rerouting it all. But we have a local band playing, which is Taproot, local band. They always play at Corner Bar. They play at the Apple Fest. Very well known. And then a buddy of mine, Garen Lewis, is coming in from Nashville. He actually just released his first music video, which was about his sister's passing, which was very difficult story. Hit by a drunk driver while she was walking down the road.
I can't talk about that.
And then the cool thing is he's got another song. It's called Meet Your Maker, which is like the second piece to this, where he wants to kill the person that
hit his
sister. And the song, I mean, so friggin' powerful. It's so good. And so he's going to release that actually while he's with us.
At Sounds on Shiawassee.
Yeah, so that's going to be dope.
And that's so bittersweet to me because my childhood home, which still exists, my parents live there, is right off Shiawassee. So
there you go.
I will be there.
We'll get you a discount ticket.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Wentworth.
Previous addressee.
Are you kidding me? No, I think I still have my license.
But that's July 27th.
So July 27th.
Gates open at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. gates open.
There's food and
entertainment.
Food and entertainment, and all the proceeds from ticket sales are going to the local schools.
Wonderful.
Last year we took 5 checks. Fenton, Lake Fenton, Linden. 4. Fenton, Lake Fenton, Linden, Powers.
Love that. Love that a lot. Well, you, as always, are such a good friend, such a great support system, such a pillar of so many communities, such a leader. You are a lot to a lot of people, and you do it with such authenticity, kindness, intent. There is no show about you. You are the real deal, and for that, I'm eternally grateful, and I'm sure many others are. So, Whaley's, check them out, Winner's Circle.
Yeah,
right?
gettinthewinnercircle.com if you want to check that out.
Sick Ministries, check that out. Mikal Spencer on Instagram too. And Sounds of Shiawassee.
We got a lot of shit going on.
No, dude, I'm reading it going.
Holy cow.
Oh, I don't really do a lot. I'm John Wentworth. But
listen, again, though, I mean, I have an amazing team, and
really
I couldn't do any of this stuff without them.
And I want to do a shout out to Jake Worthington.
Yes.
Love you, Jake. He's remarkable.
He's awesome. He's
your
great.
whole team. I mean, you got it. Like, I got an A team. I can't do any of this without these guys. I can't do anything.
I think another piece, and just again, for anybody out there that's in business, like, we hire great people first. You know, Alex, who's in our building now, I met him at the gym. He was the instructor the morning I was there. And I came home and I told my wife, I'm like, I just met one of the greatest people on the earth. We're going to hire him. And she's like, to do what? I go, I don't know yet. And so a week later, I made him a job offer. And he said, what will I be responsible for doing? I said, nothing. Just show up. And for the first 30 days, and we'll figure it out. And we tried him in a few different things. And then now he's in his sweet spot. And so that's, you know, it's about the people first.
100%. And that's why you're a BA.
Well, I thank you. I really do. You're awesome. Again, just always focused on what you can do to serve others, and that's what this life is all about.
100, it is. And I thank you for those kind words, unsolicited, by the way. But it's the truth to a fault. My dad would say to me, "You give your shirt away. You have no shirts. You're not gonna have a shirt left." I said, "Dad, look at my closet. It's like a Kardashian closet because you give, and I get so much abundance back." Even in energy, even in lifting and leveraging. I don't need material things.
There's this old adage, give to get. And I would just say to people, give to give.
Yeah, that's my philosophy. That's his mother's philosophy.
Yeah. When you give without
it doesn't always work out.
When you give without an expectation of a return, the abundance becomes, abundant.
100. Well, I love and adore you. Keep changing the world, John Wentworth. And thank you. Thank you kindly for coming on the show and for all your support. And we will definitely reciprocate in all that you're doing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. God bless you guys.
Thank you. And congratulations, 8 months sober.
Yes.
It's quite that's an accomplishment. Thank you to Zachary, as usual. I'm nothing without him. I'm everything without him, and I'm nothing without him. And his beautiful wife, Celesta, their son, Noah, Lainey, Karen, the whole crew, Rachel.
Yes.
And thanks, as always, mostly to our viewers and listeners. This has been the Kristen Willow Show.
Peace.